Do you ever wake up and wonder, where did it all go wrong? Where did I lose my way? Why does success feel so far away? Once you were full of ambition, now full of questions. Why do you feel so lost when you had big dreams? Dreams that once lit up your whole world. You once dreamed freely, but now you feel trapped. Why are you here, numb, disconnected, watching everyone else move forward, when you were supposed to be the one who had it all figured out? What happened to that simple plan you had to get what you wanted? And why does it feel like you're just walking around without a goal, not connected to those exciting dreams you once had? But what if the key to breaking free is closer than you think? Will you dare to find out what's next? Here's the truth. You're not alone in feeling this way. You used to know exactly what you wanted, and it sparked so much excitement in you. But then life shattered that clear picture. Things like what others expected, what you had to do, and all the times things didn't work out. They made everything blurry. Let's figure out why you feel so lost, step by step. Stay with me. Going from big dreams to feeling stuck isn't easy. It happens because of the pressure of what you think you should do and how life really turns out. We need to understand some simple things about how your mind works and why you feel this way. When things don't go the way you hoped, it can really hit you hard. When the future you saw so clearly doesn't happen, it's normal to feel sad and mixed up. Sometimes, even if you get what you wanted, you still feel empty, like chasing those big dreams wasn't as real as you thought. Not knowing what your purpose is can make you feel like you're just drifting. Big questions about what life means and where you fit in start to matter a lot when your old dreams feel impossible or just don't spark joy anymore. Think about this. From the moment you were born, the world gave you a script to follow. Go to school, get good grades, find a steady job, settle down. For a while, you followed it. You chased things like awards and success, thinking they'd make you happy. But what if that path wasn't meant for you? What if the way others told you to live is what's making you feel so lost? Experts say this happens because what you want deep down doesn't match what you're chasing. When you go after things like money, fame, or what others think of you, you forget the dreams that used to light you up. Over time, this makes you feel misaligned, like something's always missing, no matter what you achieve. And then there are the distractions. Endless scrolling, short-lived fun, chasing quick thrills. It's easy to get caught in that chase, thinking it's happiness. But deep down, your mind knows better. It's built for bigger things, and it starts sending signals. Feeling anxious, restless, or unsatisfied. These aren't signs you've failed. They're your mind telling you to stop, think, and find what really matters. Even the greatest people in history felt lost like this. Van Gogh, who made some of the most famous art ever, felt like a failure most of his life. Nikola Tesla, who changed the world with his inventions, died poor and unsure. Virginia Woolf, an amazing writer, always questioned her path. What did they all share? They didn't just follow the usual path. They questioned it. They turned their uncertainty into something timeless. The twist is, feeling lost often comes from chasing the wrong things. Experts call this a trap where you keep running after quick joys, but never feel truly happy. A wise man named Earl Nightingale once said, "You become what you think about." He also said success is about working toward a goal that means something to you. When your thoughts are scattered, chasing shallow fun, short-term wins, or endless distractions, your mind gets trained to feel aimless. You end up in a cycle of emptiness, always looking for the next quick fix. But Nightingale believed your life shows how you use your mind. If you let distractions take over, you'll feel lost. But if you focus on goals that matter to you, you'll find a path to real happiness. So how do you start? To break free, you need to stop chasing quick wins and focus on actions that mean something to you. Success isn't about what others think. It's about growing, learning, and getting better every day. Ask yourself, what do I really want? Is it for others to like you, to escape, or to find a true purpose? When you start caring about long-term happiness instead of short-term fun, the fog starts to clear and you'll see your path. Experts say feeling stuck often comes from a big clash. Your actions don't match what you truly care about. Maybe you're in a job that doesn't excite you, keeping ties that drain you, or hiding a dream because it feels too hard. This clash makes you feel stuck inside. But this time, you're not just dreaming. You're daring to do something about it. Picture this. You're standing on a beach, looking at the horizon. You've got a clear goal in mind, reaching the other side, where your happiness waits. But instead of walking forward, you pace back and forth, moving in tiny circles. You tell yourself, I'm doing something. I'm getting closer. But the truth is, you're not. You're stuck in place. This is the trap of fake actions. It's when you think you're moving forward by being busy, planning, organizing, or learning more, but you're not. It feels like you're getting somewhere, but it's a fake sense of progress. You might spend hours making a perfect plan, picking colors, or reading tons of books, all to get ready. But the most important part, the real step toward your goal, stays untouched. You're trapped in a tough cycle. You jump in fully, obsess over ideas for years, always tweaking them in your head. You relentlessly study, wanting to be totally ready. You make simple plans, pick bright colors, and fantasize about starting big. But here's the shocker. Every time you're about to take that big step, you freeze. You make a weak excuse, dig deeper into your studies, or drop everything for a new idea. For years, you're stuck in this crazy fake sense of moving ahead, trapped in this illusion of progress without ever going forward. The problem is how your brain works. It's built to keep you safe, to avoid things that scare you, like failing or being rejected. So instead of facing that fear, your mind tricks you into doing busy work. You create tasks that feel productive but don't actually propel you toward your goal. What if the only way to break this cycle is to face that fear head-on, ready to take that first real step? This is where things get tricky. Learning and gathering info can be a trap too. It feels good to know more, to get smarter. We all see people who spend years collecting knowledge, but without the real action, it doesn't lead to success. It just becomes a way to make yourself feel better without taking the bold step. You might feel proud of how much you know, but until you act, it's all just a mind game. So how do you break free for real? The key is to face the hard truth. The path forward isn't easy, but it's worth it. You need to stop hiding behind, getting ready, and embrace the discomfort of real action. It's easy to get lost in making perfect plans or learning more, but real progress only happens when you take that first step, even if it's not perfect. Real action takes courage, but it also takes honesty. Ask yourself, what steps will actually move me forward? Not the ones that keep me busy or make me feel productive, but the ones that matter. Maybe it's putting your work out there, starting that project you've been avoiding, or having that tough conversation. Real progress is messy, uncomfortable, and far from perfect, but it's the only kind that leads to real change. Stay with me, I'll show you more. When we were kids, we were full of wonder and passion. We created just for the joy of it. But as we grew up, we were taught to focus on being productive instead of following our passion or being true to ourselves. So, how do you find your direction again? A wise thinker named Friedrich Nietzsche said the key isn't finding the perfect path, it's reconnecting with your why. When you know why you're doing something, you find the strength to keep going, even when life gets tough. This matches what Viktor Frankl, a man who survived tough times, said in his book Man's Search for Meaning. He believed our deepest drive isn't for fun or power, but for meaning. Even in the hardest moments, Frankl found that people who had a sense of purpose were more likely to survive. For Frankl, meaning didn't come from outside success. It came from what we create and how we face life's challenges. This leads to a big idea. We all have 3 deep needs: to feel in control, to feel capable, and to feel connected. When we chase things that match what we truly care about, we meet these needs and feel truly happy. But when we chase quick wins or what others want for us, we ignore these needs, which leads to feeling empty and disconnected. Another thinker, Soren Kierkegaard, reminds us that life is full of unknowns, and that's okay. He talks about a leap of faith, not in a religious way, but as a personal choice to keep going even when things aren't clear. By accepting that the journey will have doubts, we can push through the discomfort and grow stronger. So, the key to finding your direction isn't about searching for the perfect path. It's about understanding that the journey will always have unknowns. We're not meant to have all the answers, but to engage with life's big questions. And when we focus on our why, even without knowing all the steps, we grow stronger. Like the wise Greek thinker Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. It's by examining our actions, matching them with what we truly value, and reflecting on our journey that we start to move forward, even when the way isn't clear. Start small. Go back to the things that made you feel alive. Read old journals. Listen to music that once inspired you. Or do things without the pressure to succeed. Let go of the idea that you need to have it all figured out right now. Clarity comes from doing, not overthinking. But don't forget the power of looking back. Every day, take a moment to think about what you did, and what you felt. A great way to do this is by writing in a journal. Write about your thoughts, your challenges, and your wins, no matter how small. When you look back, you'll start to notice patterns in your thinking. You'll see where your mind might be playing tricks on you, making you think you're stuck when you're actually moving forward. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking everything has to be big or perfect to matter. But small, steady steps lead to bigger growth than random bursts of trying too hard. Understanding how your brain works is key. Often, we overthink or avoid action to stay comfortable because our brain wants to protect us from the unknown. This is just your brain's way of keeping you safe. But here's the catch. When you feel resistance, it's often a sign you're on the right path. Your brain doesn't want you to step outside your comfort zone. But pushing past that is where growth happens. By writing in a journal regularly, you create a space to watch your own growth and thoughts. You start to see the difference between what you tell yourself and what's really happening. Over time, this can make you more aware of how often your mind holds you back and how tricky it can be. By noticing these patterns, you can work with them, turning challenges into ways to grow. So, keep moving forward, even if it's just a small step. As you keep living and trying new things, you'll see that the journey matters as much as the goal. And when you track your progress, whether by writing or just thinking about it, you'll realize just how far you've come. Picture a sunrise breaking through dark clouds. Being lost isn't the end. It's a doorway to new growth. What if the uncertainty is part of the journey? So, I ask you, if you could let go of all expectations, all fears, what would you do? Where would you go? And who would you become? Maybe, just maybe, being lost is exactly what you needed to find yourself. The next chapter is yours to write. And what would it be? This is the question you have to answer.